Cha. Shalom, shalom, Israel. Shalom, Shabbat, shalom. How's everybody doing? All right, man, it's a beautiful Sabbath. We are all rested up over here. We eating well, we drinking well, we doing what we do, okay, on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Giving praises, all praises and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. A lot of things is going on right now in these times, okay? You got a lot of things going on with this protest, Black Lives Matter. Are people getting shot out here? You got people dying at the border of Mexico. You got people dying out in the streets. All is Israel dying out here in these streets, okay? All right. I'm gonna say I'm not a one for protests. I don't like protesting. Okay, there's nothing good in protesting, and we have seen that in past times, and we have come to understanding that protest is just something for us to do that they like for us to do, for us not to tear their ass up. Excuse my language. You know what I'm saying? It's the docilist, the march in the street to beg somebody to stop doing things to us. Those are protesters for. Begging in the street to not do something. Begging out in public for another nation to give you freedom. You're protesting that. Okay? You don't protest for freedom. You take your freedom.
That's right.
That's what you do. Okay? I want to bring a couple of things up. I wrote in my notes. Black America. Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, listen to this. Okay? If you keep acting like a conviction is enough, the sentence will be weak. Again, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. When you are out there protesting and you go into an uproar of happiness because there is a conviction, you got to understand that your enemies are throwing you a bone. They're throwing you a bone. They always do that. They will always convict the cracker, the honky. Let's stop saying cracker. They will always convict the honky to calm you down. But his sentence will be weak. Okay? Understand that. You may have seen a conviction of a honky, but you have not seen a powerful sentence. You have not. So I'm saying to my people that I've mentioned, Central Americans and South Americans, to the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad, if you keep acting like a conviction is enough, the sentence will be weak. I promise you that. It will be weak. I promise you that. Okay? I got a couple of other things to say. Because my people are docile, all right? And I know a lot of you are not paying attention to this. All right? Why is it that a president, all right, in his first day of office, a president in his first day of office, right? Why is it that a president can be a president when the rights and safety of Asians are at jeopardy? And why is it that you can issue, Mr. President? Why is it that you can issue, Mr. President, an executive order from the Oval Office to protect the life of Asians when in fact, according to television, according to books, and according to movies, that the blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians have been getting their ass whooped for over 500 years? How is it on your first day, Mr. President, and you can make an executive order to protect Asians when you cannot issue an executive order to protect us? You are not our president at all. Can somebody give me Deuteronomy 17:17, please? How is it that a man can get on TV and say you are not black if you don't vote for me? I've never heard him say you are not an Asian man if you don't vote for me. I have not seen that yet. Mr. President, you are not my president. I didn't vote for you. I know you're a devil. I know you're a liar. Is that the one I need right there?
None of these presidents is our president.
I'm talking about the precept I gave you.
What 17?
Yeah. Set not a king over thee. That's not of thy people. Did I say that right? 17, 12 and 17 is one of the 15. So Deuteronomy 15, 17 is one of them. And I asked that. And I asked that because my people are too scared to ask that. Can you read that, soldier? Zanakaria? Yeah. I asked that, Mr. President. How can you on your first day issue an executive order from the Oval Office to protect the life of Asians when you cannot do that for black people? When you cannot do that for Hispanics? When you cannot do that for Native Indians? I need to understand this. You are talking to a clear-headed so-called black man, the real Jew. And I know you won't answer me, but those that are listening, those who care about the words that are coming out of my mouth, and they're with us every Saturday, every Friday, and they're listening in, and they're wondering the same thing. Why is it? Why is it that black people can be in an uproar for people that treat them like shit? How come? How come you can march with a people that beat the hell out of your women in their nail salons? Let's go back to the 90s. A young girl was shot by an Asian woman, and her excuse was not excusable. All right? They come into this country listening to negative stereotypes. Nakara, can you go to Ezekiel 22? And I think that was 3 or 4, where it says that the people from far and near would disrespect us. These people.
Ezekiel what?
22. And it was, I think it's 4 or 5, where it's talking about the nations of far would disrespect us. How come, my people? How come you are marching with these people that treat you so poorly? Do you think if you get their backs again, they will have yours? How many laws have been passed for Asian people because of black people, and we still got treated horribly? I don't get you. You find that?
Yeah.
Read it for me, Bible Kusha.
It's the book of Ezekiel Chapter 22, verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Those that be near and those that be far.
Which are the Asians, right? Those that be near and they be far. They come from far, they come over here. Now they're near us in their stores, in their hair places that they sell our hair, that we can't even get contracts from people from India to start our own hair stores. And they're monopolizing off of it. Read.
Those that be near and those that be far from the Shamati, which are infamous and much vexed.
Mm-hmm. They vex us. And you march with them? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. You don't know how horrible. You don't know how much you don't know how bad that makes us look. From nations all around. They watch these videos on YouTube. They watch these on the news, man. Black women getting their ace whooped. Our little kids, they over here hitting on the women, spitting on them. Treat us like shit when we go in their restaurants. Underpay Hispanic Americans horribly. When you go into a Chinese restaurant, all you see is Hispanics in the back. They get treated horribly by these people. Disrespectfully. They were on the land of the native Indians and Hispanics, and they don't pay homage and they pay taxes not to them at all. You got to understand this, how this makes us look. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Y'all got to understand this. It's crazy. It's preposterous, man. Asinine on all accounts. We are one of the most ridiculous people to help a people that would not help us. But when everybody else in trouble, we on their side, but they're not on our side. That reminds me of my mom. My mom used to say the same thing. She would help everybody, but everybody would not help her. Crazy, man. Our people are all like this and lost. It's insane. See, there's a secret war on black people, and black people just don't understand it. There's a secret war on Hispanic Americans, and Hispanic Americans are not understanding it. And you got to understand the reservation. There's always been a secret war on the Native Indians, and the Native Indians are not understand it. See, our people, we don't see the war being waged against us because we don't want to, and because we are afraid. We are engaging in behavior designed to block out any awareness of the war. Our true reality. This was once stated by Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. Man, no more words necessary after that. Nothing is necessary. Okay? Our people have been smitten with madness. Our people have watched for a nation to save us that cannot save us. Y'all got to wake up, man. Time is coming. Time is coming. These are the end days. I would say live your days. Don't get caught up thinking that tomorrow it'd be wrong to do something for yourself. Do something for yourself, but live in the commandments. Live in them. You find that precept, soldiers in Akoriah?
Yeah.
Pull that for me.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Say it again.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
Joe Biden, say it again.
Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee.
He's talking about Joe Biden. Read.
Whom the Lord thy God shall choose.
He will not choose an Edomite. Read.
One from among thy brethren.
Say it again.
One from among thy brethren.
For one from among thy brethren. Read.
Shalt thou set king over thee.
Not one that is of another nation. No, man. Read.
Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother.
You cannot, man, you cannot set a stranger over you that is not of your brethren. But we hate one another. So we would rather choose another nation to be over us, man. That's crazy. It's insane. But you know what? I'm not going to burden you, irresponsible people, you stubborn people, with this good news. This good news is for the people that take heed to themselves. That's who I'm reaching out to, because I know you ain't going to listen. I know you're not going to take heed. I know you're not going to watch. But we're going to jump into the law. We're going to jump into the prophets, and then we're going to jump into the gospel. We're in the book of Leviticus, and we're reading in the book of Leviticus, starting at chapter 16, verse 1, and ending at Leviticus 20 and 27. Then we'll go to the prophets. We'll go to the book of Ezekiel Chapter 22, 1, verses 1 to 19. And then we'll go to the gospel. We're going to read these books. And before we start reading, we're going to go and do some prayers. And at the end of class, we'll do some prayers. And we'll end out like we do at all times. So that's what we'll do. Let's go, fellas. Everybody bow down. Amariyam towards Jerusalem. Repeat after me. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Haya. Shemka. Yahweh. Malach Bakah. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Baratazah. Kahaya. Bashemayim. Batam Yanawa. Lakham. Choyawam. Wasalaki Nawa. Kabawati Nawa. Kasalaki Nawa. Kabawati Nawa. Wala'ah. WI Nawa. Ben Sayawam. Abo. Hawashai Nawa. Manra. Kaya. Lakha. Hamalakwa. Wa'ala. Watapara. La'alamya. Aman. Bahashim. Yahushai. Mashiach. Aman.
Our Father,
which
art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, here on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Hashem, Yahushai, Mashiach. Amen.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre, venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo, danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día, perdona nuestras ofensas como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden, no dejes caer en la tentación y líbranos del mal. Amén. Bahashem, Yahushua, Mashiach.
Amen. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising thee, Selah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works, and men shall speak of thy might, of thy terrible acts. And I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. Thy kingdom, Salakia. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hands to satisfy the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak of the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah.
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 Bahashem. Yahushai. Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Amen. Deep voice.
Alright, the first three prayers of the Mada, Abawath, Barak, Atah, Yahweh, Alahayinawa, Alahaya, Bathinawa, Alahaya, Baraham, Alahaya, Yatazakak, Alahaya, Yakwak, Allah, Sharia, Allah, Ayawan, Gamo, Kasariyam, Barak, Atah, Yahweh, Magan, Abaraham,
Abaraham,
Gabawarwa,
Gabawarwa,
Ata Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Gabawar, Laulam,
Lawalam,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Matayam,
Matayam,
Wamaya,
Wamaya,
Dawama,
Dawama,
Laka,
Laka,
Malak,
Malak,
Hawalam,
Hawalam,
Mamayaf,
Mamayah,
Wamakaya,
Mamakaya,
Barak,
Barak,
Ata,
Ata,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Makaya,
Makaya,
Matayam,
Matayam,
Kodawarsha,
Kodawarsha,
Shem Yahweh,
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 Ata,
Ata,
Kodayash,
Kodayash,
Washimka,
Washimka,
Kodawash,
Kodawash,
Wakadawashim,
Wadakawashim,
Wakal,
Wakal,
Yawam,
Yawam,
Hala,
Hala,
Barak,
Barak,
Ata,
Ata,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ha'Allah,
Ha'Allah,
Hakadawash.
Hakadowash.
Blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
power of fathers,
power of Father,
power of Abraham,
power of Abraham,
power of Isaac,
power of Isaac,
power of
power
Yaquab,
of Yaquab,
almighty power,
almighty power,
most high power,
most high power,
who bestows
who
mercy.
bestows mercy.
Blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
shield of Abraham.
shield of Abraham.
You are mighty Yahweh,
You are mighty, Yahweh,
forever.
forever.
Yahweh, who
Yahweh,
sees the dead,
who sees the dead,
who is comparable to you,
who is comparable unto you,
King of eternity,
King of eternity,
who caused death,
who caused death,
and gives
and
life.
gives life.
Blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
who gives life
who gives life
to the dead.
to the dead.
You are holy
You
Yahweh,
are holy,
and
Yahweh,
your name is
and
holy.
your name is
And the
holy.
holy
And
ones,
the holy ones,
every day,
every day,
praise you
praise you
forever.
forever.
Blessed are you,
Blessed are you,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
power is holy.
power is holy.
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushua,
Hamashiach,
Hamashiach,
Amen.
Amen. This is the Aliyah Nawa. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitude. For they worship vanity and emptiness, and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be He who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, and whose power's presence is in the highest of heights. He is our God. There is no other. Truly, He is our King. There is none else. As it is written in the Torah, ye shall know and take to heart this day that the Yahweh is Elohim in the heavens above and on earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah.
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 Bahashem.
Ba'ashem,
Yahushua.
Yahushua,
Mashiach.
Hamashiach,
Amen.
Amen.
Shema. We're going to do the Shemaiah for the next video. All right. Everybody up. All right, I'm back. All right, everybody turn to Leviticus chapter 16, verse 1, and we'll start from there. All right. It's Leviticus chapter 16 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses after the death of the two sons of Aaron, when they offered before the Lord and died. And the Lord said unto Moses, Speak unto Aaron, thy brother, that he come not at all times into the holy place within the veil, before the mercy seat, which is upon the ark, that he die not. For I will appear in the cloud upon the mercy seat. So right now, the first thing they mention is Aaron's son. So we're going to find out within these chapters why they died and what they were doing. They were carrying these censers of coals from the altar. All right. So we're going to find out what happened. And right now, Moses is telling Aaron, don't enter into the veil at all times. right? Aaron should not enter into the veil in this. Aaron should enter into the veil in this orderly fashion. We'll find out in verse 3 in the fashion that Aaron's supposed to enter in. All right, verse 3. Thus shall Aaron come in to the holy place with a young bullock for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. He shall put on the holy linen coat, and he shall have the linen breeches upon his flesh, and shall be girded with a linen girdle, and with a linen mitre shall he be attired. These are holy garments, therefore shall he wash his flesh in water, and so put them on. So he's going to come in with this bullock. He's going to come in with a ram for a sin offering for him and for his household. Because if he come in there just at all times without this, Aaron could have done some sin that he don't know about, and he die. Because remember, he's going to go within the veil, and he's going to have bells on. And if you don't hear no bells walking around, that tells you he dead. It tells you he dead. So, you know what I'm saying? The Lord was telling Moses to tell this to Aaron, don't be coming in here at all times. But if you do come in here, this is what you're going to bring with you. All right. Verse 5. And he shall take of the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering, and 1 ram for a burnt offering. And also, he's going to bring for the children of Israel 2 goats, 1 for a burnt offering and 1 for a scapegoat. All right, watch this. Verse 6, and Aaron shall offer his bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make an atonement for himself and for his house. And he shall take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron shall cast lots upon the 2 goats, 1 lot for the Lord, and the other lot for the scapegoat. 1 goat is going to be that burnt offering. That's for the Lord. He loves the smell of blood. Okay. Verse 9. And Aaron shall bring the goat upon which the Lord's lot fell, and offer him for a sin offering. But the goat on which the lot fell to be the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord. Why? To make an atonement with him, and to let him go for a scapegoat into the wilderness. And Aaron shall bring the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself, and shall make an atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself. And he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from off the altar before the Lord, and his hands full of sweet incense beaten small, and bring it within the veil. Now, what you got to understand is about this. When we go to 16:1, and the Lord spake unto Moses after the death of the sons of Aaron, when they offered before the Lord. What did they offer? What did they do? Let's go to Leviticus 10:2. It's Leviticus chapter 10 and verse 2. And there went out fire from the Lord and devoured them, and they died before the Lord. Now let me read it, verse 1. All right, this is Leviticus chapter 10, verse 1. And Nadab and Abihu, the son of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before the Lord, which he commanded them not. So what were they doing? They were bringing censers, like they were trying to talk to the Most High before the mercy seat. Right? So, whose job is that? It's their father, Aaron's. Aaron's job is to go beyond the veil. He's supposed to have bells on. He's supposed to have the supposed to have bells on. He's supposed to have the linen breeches upon his flesh, and he shall be girded with a linen girdle and with a mitre. They didn't come at all like that, because the Most High didn't anoint them to do that. He didn't have those 2 anointed to do that. They were doing a job that was not theirs. That's what they was doing. So now, let me start at Leviticus 16 and verse 12. All right. I'm going to start at 11. Let's see whose job this is and how it's supposed to be done. It's Leviticus chapter 16, verse 11. And Aaron shall bring the bullock of the sin offering, which is before Salak, which is for himself, and he shall make an atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bullock of the sin offering, which is for himself. And he shall take a censer, which his two sons tried to do, right? And he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from off the altar before the Lord, and his hands full of sweet incense beaten small, and bring it within the veil. And he shall put the incense upon the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of the incense may cover the mercy seat that is upon the testimony, that he die not. Right? He's supposed to do that he died not. They was over there doing something that they were not supposed to do. And they was just wanted to see if the Most High was going to talk to them, appear to them, and do what they did, and do to them what he does to Aaron beyond the veil. Verse 14. And he shall take of the blood of the bullock and sprinkle it with his finger upon the mercy seat eastward, and before the mercy seat shall he sprinkle of the blood with his finger 7 times. Why? Because the life is in the blood. He is sprinkling life on the mercy seat. 15. Then shall he kill the goat of a sin offering that is for the people, and bring his blood within the veil, and do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bullock, and sprinkle it upon the mercy seat and before the mercy seat. And he shall make an atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel, and because of their transgression and all their sins. And so shall he do for the tabernacle of the congregation that remaineth among them, in the midst of their uncleanness. And there shall be no man in the tabernacle of the congregation when he goeth in to make an atonement in the holy place, until he come out and have made an atonement for himself and for his household and for all the congregation of Israel. So if Aaron is not supposed to come into the veil at all times, he's supposed to come in a certain way, they had a censer in their hands the wrong way, and they got murked. The Most High killed them. Verse 18. And he shall go out unto the altar that is before the Lord, and make an atonement for it, and shall take of the blood of the bullock and of the blood of the goat, and put it upon the horns of the altar round about. And he shall sprinkle of the blood upon it with his finger 7 times, and cleanse it, and hallow it from the uncleanness of the children of Israel. And when he hath made an end of reconciling the holy place, and the tabernacle of the congregation, and the altar, he shall bring the live goat. And Aaron shall lay both his hands upon the head of the live goat, and confess over him all the iniquities of the children of Israel, and all their transgressions and all their sins, putting them upon the head of the goat, and shall send him away by the hand of a fit man into the wilderness. And this is what your pastors are doing to you in the church. When they're putting their hands on you, they are transferring sins unto you. And you're leaving that congregation home with everybody's sins on you. Verse 23. And Aaron shall come into the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall put off the linen garments which he put on when he went into the holy place, and shall leave them there. All right. They were done. They were doing things not decently, and they were doing them out of order. Verse 24. And he shall wash his flesh with water in the holy place, and put on his garments, and come forth and offer his burnt offerings and the burnt offering of the people, and make an atonement for himself and for the people. And the fat of the sin offering shall he burn upon the altar. And he that let go the goat for the scapegoat shall wash his clothes, and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward come into the camp. And the bullock for the sin offering, and the goat for the sin offering, whose blood was brought in to make an atonement in the holy place, shall one carry forth without the camp. And they shall burn in the fire their skins and their flesh and their dung. And he that burneth them shall wash his clothes and bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. And this shall be a statute forever unto you, that in the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, ye shall afflict your souls, and do no work at all, whether it be one of your own country, or a stranger that sojourneth among you. This is called what? The Day of Atonement. Okay, this is the Day of Atonement. And the Day of Atonement is explained in this manner. For on that day shall the priest make an atonement for you, to cleanse you, that ye be clean from all your sins before the Lord. It shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you. Again, it shall be a Sabbath of rest unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls by a statute forever. And the priest whom he shall anoint, and whom he shall consecrate to minister in the priest office in his father's stead, shall make the atonement, and shall put on the linen clothes, even the holy garments. And he shall make an atonement for the holy sanctuary. And he shall make an atonement for the tabernacle of the congregation, and for the altar. And he shall make an atonement for the priest, and for all the people of the congregation. And this shall be an everlasting statute unto you, to make an atonement for the children of Israel, for all their sins once a year. And he did as the Lord commanded Moses. Ka Asherah, the Bar Yahweh, Anayashai, Wanashaman. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. See? These are things that have to happen. You got the Day of Atonement. You got from verse 11 on down to, I say 24 of why Aaron's sons died. Right? They were doing a job that was not theirs. One, they didn't have on the linen breeches, the girdle, the mitre. They didn't have any. They didn't have a bullock and a ram for the sin offering for their house. It was all wrong. They didn't do any of that. They didn't have the 2 goats for Israel. They were doing things wrong. So the Most High put them to death because that's not their job. And when you go into the book of Numbers, when you do the budded plank, because the people started complaining about Aaron and Moses and them about the jobs that they were doing because they wanted to do the same job that they was doing. The Most High showed you through the budded plank who was going to do that job. Okay, now Leviticus chapter 17. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, and unto all the children of Israel, and say unto them, This is the thing which the Lord hath commanded, saying, What man soever there be of the house of Israel that killeth any ox or lamb or goat in the camp, or that killeth it out of the camp, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, to offer an offering unto the Lord before the tabernacle of the Lord, blood shall be imputed unto that man. He hath shed blood, and that man shall be cut off from among his people. Imputed, to lay something to the account of a person or thing. This is on him. Now imagine, right now, a lot of people will go, man, we want some lamb for today. In Israel, you won't be able to do that. When we go into our land, you won't just be able to like, hey, I want to have some ox today or this and that. No, you're going to make an offering unto the Lord with that. You're going to get your meat back, but you make an offering to the Lord. Okay. Verse 5. To the end that the children of Israel may bring their sacrifices, which they offer in the open field, even that they may bring them unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, unto the priest, and offer them for a peace offering unto the Lord. It's a peace offering. All right. Verse 6. And the priest shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar of the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and burn the fat for a sweet savor unto the Lord. And they shall no more offer their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. This shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. And thou shalt say unto them, whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or the strangers which sojourn among you, that offereth a burnt offering of sacrifices. The strangers, the heathens that sojourn amongst us are workers, are servants that work for us, are bondmen, and they're bondmen and are bondmaids from other nations. They're going to do this too. Verse 9. I'm going to start in the middle of verse 8. Or of the strangers which sojourneth among you, that offereth a burnt offering of sacrifices, and bringeth it not unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation to offer it unto the Lord, even that man shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eateth any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eateth blood, and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that maketh an atonement for the soul. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, no soul of you shall eat blood, neither shall any stranger that sojourneth among you eat blood. And whatsoever man there be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, which hunteth and catcheth any beast or fowl that may be eaten, he shall even pour out the blood thereof, and cover it with dust. A lot of nations like to eat and drink blood because they feel they get the characteristics of that beast. Right? It's the life thereof. And they feel that way. It's a wicked thing. Right? Most High hates it. I hate it. Verse 14. For it is the life of all flesh. The blood of it is for the life thereof. Therefore I said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not eat the blood of no manner of flesh, for the life of all flesh is the blood thereof. Whatsoever eateth it shall be cut off. And every soul that eateth that which died of itself, or that which was torn with beasts, whether it be one of your own country or a stranger, he shall both wash his clothes and bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. Then shall he be clean. But if he wash them not, nor bathe his flesh, then he shall bear his iniquity. So let's say your wife is unclean, right? It's daylight outside, and she touches you and y'all with each other, and you don't wash yourself and wash the clothes that you are in, you're going to bear that iniquity. You're going to bear it. And then you got to watch yourself. You got to watch your back now, because you're in sin, because you didn't wash yourself in night. Now it's nighttime, and you could have been clean. That's a new day. Verse 16. But if he wash them not, nor bathe himself, then he shall bear his iniquity. Ka'asharah, Debar Yahweh, Anayashah, Manashaman. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. Come. So here we got in chapter 17, the life of the flesh is in the blood. For it is the blood that make an atonement for your soul. Life for life. No soul shall eat blood, and the strangers that sojourn amongst us cannot eat blood. All right. Any Israelite must not kill a lamb, goat outside the camp, ever, but must bring it to the altar. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to chapter 18. This is an important chapter. All right. All chapters are important chapters. This is Leviticus chapter 18, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments, and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. Meaning, if the law tell you not to sleep with your woman on her period, if you're taking heed to the ordinances, you're going to remember not to do that. You're going to understand that that is a very disgusting thing. And reason why it's a disgusting thing, because a woman is pushing out all her dead eggs. She's flushing all that out of her body. That's the life thereof. She's flushing life out of her. The life is in the blood, and you're getting that blood on you. You're unclean. It's a discharge of life that's in her. It's nasty, man. All right. Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near to kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Now we're about to go into your nearest to kin who you cannot touch. All right. Verse 7. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. When you go into the book of Ezekiel, a lot of our people were doing that. They were sleeping with their father and their mother. Even when you go into Egypt, they were doing the same thing. We keep going after the customs of these people and these lands. Verse 8. The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. So understand, we're about to read that your father's daughter, even if your father had another wife, that daughter you cannot sleep with. And we're going to precept that up. Leviticus 20 and 17. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 17. And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness, he shall bear his iniquity. Now, we're going to go down from Leviticus 18 and 10 on down, and we'll go into context from there. Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 10. The nakedness of thy son's daughter, or thy daughter's daughter, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thine own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wives. So this is another wife. Right? Verse 11. The nakedness of thy father's wives, daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. So your father's wife, then he has another wife, then he has another wife. That is still your sister. You cannot sleep with her. They were doing that in the land of Egypt. They were even doing that in the time of the prophets and Ezekiel. Verse 12. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's nearest kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. That's the only time, A woman is a daughter-in-law. Is your son's wife. You can't be like, all right, you're a friend, right? This is what brothers, this is what Black and Hispanic and Native Indians do. All right, you're just a friend, right? And now, you know what I'm saying, that's your homeboy, that's your daughter-in-law. That's my daughter-in-law, man. No, it's not. It's confusion. It's confusing, not confusion, but it's confusing, man. Stop that. Okay? It's not your son that's married to that woman. Okay? It's not even your son. And well, it can be your son-in-law if that's your daughter. If that's your daughter, now it becomes your son-in-law. All right, verse 16. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Excuse me. 17. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter, or her daughter's daughter, to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. So you got some brothers in Israel that are doing that. Oh yes, I forgot who it was. It was a long time ago. It was in the truth when we I think it was our second year in the truth. This brother was married to the mother and the daughter. Damn, that's crazy. And I'm not gonna say that but I think he was sleeping with them both at the same time. I don't know, but I think that's what I heard. But I wouldn't. So I don't think so. But need some more information about that. Verse 18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. So this is speaking about sleeping with two sisters at the same time. Can't do that. You can sleep with two sisters. It just can't be at the same time.
So, like, when you have a wife and your wife has a sister, that's not your sister-in-law?
Mm-hmm. Say what?
When you have a wife and her sister, that's not your sister-in-law?
We just...
Like, you can sleep with...
We just went through that right now. But, no, that's not your sister-in-law. At all. It's not your sister-in-law. That's... No. That is not a sister-in-law. That's in case Jacob was forced to transgress the law, and we would have heard about it already. Because remember, Jacob married Rachel and Leah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's in the book of Numbers. No, that's in the book of Genesis chapter 30. Genesis chapter 29, 30, and 31. You can go there. But that is just talking about sleeping with two women at the same time. Okay. Verse 19. And thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness, when she's on her period. Remember, the life is going out of her. She's discharging life out of her. Verse 20, moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife, to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire of Molech. Neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Don't be disrespecting Yahweh by letting life he gave you, the seed he gave you, his creation, to pass and die for another God that is not real. To go out there and represent another God, to look like another God that is not real. Then you can't be making costumes of other gods that are on TV and cause your child to wear them.
I be thinking sometimes, like, most of the time, it's the parents that need to be getting involved in it.
Yeah, it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It is. And that's true. You're right. Verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. You cannot do that. This law is even in the New Testament, right? In Romans chapter 1 and 25 to 32. It's in the New Testament. Verse 23. Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Bestiality is wrong. That is called bestiality. 24. Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. So these nations, they knew they wasn't supposed to do that. They knew the Most High would do those things. Why? Because these are all the descendants of Noah, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. They were all taught this law by Noah. So when a person with Hotep would say, "Man, you got these laws from Egypt," be like, well, it'd be kind of hard because a lot of Egyptologists will agree with Noah, Shem, and Japheth. So if they know it and they're Hamites, how can we get something from someone else when we already knew it and we have the same forefathers? The only thing was Ham just don't keep them. Ham likes to see the nakedness of his father. They're like that. They're vile. They do things like that.
They do a lot of weird things.
Yeah.
Getting stuff from cow butts and everything and stuff.
Yeah. Verse 24. Defile not you yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomiteth out her inhabitants.
I have a question.
Mother Earth.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So that make Ham the first faggot?
Now you got to commit the act. It's an action. I would say the mental part of it, the visual. But then Mother Earth, yeah, because she don't give life. She holds it. And she gives birth to it. You know, woman is that land, that crescent, so Mother Earth. Yeah, so, but the only way Mother Earth can yield seed is if a man give her seed to yield. So it takes Yahweh, this is his footstool to plant seed here for it to grow. Just like man. Man is that God. Woman is that fertile crescent. We plant, you grow it. That's it. We till the ground. All right. Verse 26. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled, that the land spew not you out also, when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whatsoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall you keep my ordinances, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. I am the Lord your God. Call Asherah, Jabar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Wana Shemai. Although Yahweh said, what we doing here. Okay. Excuse me. Let me stretch out a little bit. Whew. Okay. That was a good stretch. This is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I the Lord your God am holy. You shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. Now that fear, right, is in the Strong's H3372. Yari means fear. To receive reverence, honor, respect, feared. You should respect every man his father and his mother. Respect. Fear will cause you to cause yourself to contempt your parents. Okay, we're going to get into that. Verse 4. Turn ye not unto idols, nor make to yourself molten gods. I am the Lord your God. Who did that? Aaron did that. Verse 5. And if ye offer a sacrifice of peace offerings unto the Lord, ye shall offer it at your own will. Nobody can say, hey, man, you forget to give a free will offering today, this week, that week. Nobody should have to remind you. The Most High loves that. Shalom, Gabor. The Most High loves that when you don't have to be reminded to do something. Okay? Verse 6. It shall be eaten the same day ye offer it, and on the morrow, and if aught remain until the third day, it shall be burnt in the fire. And if it be eaten at all on the third day, it is abominable. It shall not be accepted. Therefore, every one that eateth it shall bear his iniquity, because he hath profaned the hollow thing of the Lord. And that soul shall be cut off from among his people. And when ye reap the harvest of your land, thou shalt not wholly reap the corners of the field, neither shalt thou gather the gleaning of thy harvest. And thou shalt not glean thy vineyard, neither shalt thou gather every grape of thy vineyard. Thou shalt leave them for the poor and stranger. I am the Lord your God. Now imagine that. If these farmers out here didn't glean their whole damn field, and the leftovers were for the poor and for the strangers, everybody be getting by real good. But you can also call that EBT, food stamps. It's the gleaning. The rich got their money, now they're giving money for food to the poor and the strangers. All right. Verse 11. Ye shall not steal, neither deal falsely, neither lie one to another. You have a lot of that going around. Brothers are dealing falsely with one another. All right. Lying, say they're going to do something, they're not doing it. You know, that was a lot of people's problems coming into the truth, and a lot of brothers' problem in the truth. And I'm not going to lie, that was my problem for a while. Doing things I'm saying I'm going to do, I'm not going to do. That is called dealing falsely with thy brother. Okay. Verse 12. And ye shall not swear by my name falsely, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. I am the Lord. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning. If somebody works for you, you don't pay them the next morning. You pay them that night, soon as they're done. Okay. Verse 14. Thou shalt not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shalt fear thy God. I am the Lord. You shall respect your God. Honor him. And when he says to do something, you do it. All right. So the deaf or the blind, don't curse the deaf. Don't disrespect him like that. Don't treat him wrong. Or the blind, respect them, man. Don't put a stumbling block before them because they can't see. Don't send them to the store with a $5 bill talking about, hey, I gave you 100. And when he comes back to the house, be like, nah, I gave you 100, man. I don't know about a $5 in your hand. You tripping. Where'd you put it? Where were you, man? And now he's coming out of his pocket to pay you back when he went to the store for you. That's wrong. Verse 15. Ye shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the persons of the poor, nor honor the persons of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. I am the Lord. You got a lot of brothers. They go into camps and then they'll meet people from another platform and they'll start saying every damn thing that's going over here about this camp. That's a talebearer.
What verse?
16.
Chapter 19.
16. Yeah, chapter 19, verse 16. Verse 16 again. Thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people. Neither shalt thou stand against the blood of thy neighbor. What does he mean by don't stand against the blood of thy neighbor?
Don't see him if he's getting hurt by someone else. Just stand there, not do nothing.
That too. What else?
Wow.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something like that.
Yeah, when it's time to stick up for somebody. When you stick up for him and you're going to let him die, you're going to stand against his blood. You're going to be against him. Man, don't stand against him like that.
Scenario. Let's say you're walking or somewhere and you see someone get beat up. But you know, he's brown, dark brown. You don't know what nationality he is, if he's your brother or not. And, should you still jump in or not?
Oh, say go over again?
Yes, it.
Saying, let's say you're like somewhere, you see some brother get jumped, but then again, you don't know if he's your brother or not, if he's a Hamite, or if he's mixed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't jump in. Would that be breaking the law, or if you jump in?
Can I answer?
What?
I would say with any nationality, if you see someone getting mistreated, you're supposed to do something. Because at the end, at the end of the day, all nationalities have our differences, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, us being Israelites, we're supposed to be kings over these people. You know what I mean? And if you see your servant, or if you see a pedestrian getting mistreated, you're supposed to do something about it, right?
Yeah, I would say that is a good scenario. We're in the time where we like F all heathens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I would say stop it because you don't know if that's your people or not. You don't know. Me, what I'm saying, before, saying this makes me really think, like what y'all saying, I would have been like, I would have,
or if it's a woman.
stop it, try to stop it the best way you can, what I'm saying, but I wouldn't jump in, to fight, let's just, hey, hold on, real quick. What's what's going on? And then why y'all jumping this, brother? Why can't y'all just go from the shoulders? Why can't y'all just do one-on-one? Why all y'all gotta jump them? That's some.
Well, what if they're not, like that in the heat of the moment? They're already like jumping homeboy or something like that, or they're about to like. You go in, you try to say something, and then they think that you're gonna jump in for him, thinking you're one of his homies, and they try to swing at you. Are you still gonna be like, whoa, hold up?
That's it's a close one.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a close one.
That's what I'm asking. Like,
Hey,
what do we do? Like, do we start swinging, or we just,
man,
we start talking and get swung at, or what do we do, man?
Oh, I don't know, bro.
I'm just like, oh, you know what?
Honestly, I don't want. I mean, that's something I need to get counsel on, man. You know what I'm saying? Because, I would say we gonna finish off two or three before. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say I wouldn't recommend the average civilian to do anything. You know what I'm saying? To do anything, but us, we gonna finish off like 2 or 3 real quick. And, you know what I'm saying? But if we can stop it, and we can protect ourselves better than he can protect himself. So I don't know now. When I say, hey,
because something I've already been thinking about is like, like with the whole Asian thing, like mistreating Asians and stuff like that. Saying me thinking about it, I was like,
I will say this, period. If it's another nation, we're at war with them right now. I'm not trying to stop my people from jumping a white boy. I'm not.
No.
I'm gonna tell you that now.
It doesn't have to be our people jumping up. It could be his people jumping up. It could be
his people jumping us.
No.
Yeah, it could be like different.
Hold on, y'all got two stories. But what are you talking about, Zanai?
No, I'm talking about like just period. Anybody getting mistreated, like a white boy mistreating a white boy, or African treating a white boy, or something mistreating a white boy, or something like that.
No, leave them alone.
Okay, that's something I want to
leave them alone.
But then again, what if you're like, wait, what
if it has something to do with our people, and you don't know if it's a Hamite or not, I would say try your best to do something. Hey, I'm not here to fight, but come on, man. Come on. Stop that. 9 times out of 10, they'll run away. But be careful.
I know it's street fight, so you know.
Yeah, I say be careful. That's but if it's Esau against Esau, if it's Ham against Ham, well, let me take back because we don't know if it's our people or not. I'm just saying, man, that ain't our fight. It's not our fight. I'm not finna go over there and stop 2 white boy bums from fighting.
No, I'm just like, it doesn't even have to be fighting. It could be,
well, we'll talk about this
like that.
Later, man.
Hold on. It's something that has to, because he has a different ideology, something that he feels he should do. So we got to straighten this out. So go ahead.
So I'm just saying, say the cashier in a store was mistreating, let's say this Filipino person, right?
Who's the cashier?
Anyone.
No. You gotta give me.
Okay, say it's a
cashier.
White boy.
Cashier's a white boy. Okay, right. Cool.
And like, saying he's mistreating the Filipino person.
Let him mistreat them. That is not your fight. Hold up. You are conflicted about that. Do you feel you need to jump into that?
No,
and tell me why.
Okay. So in today's world, right, with Esau running America, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that happen, right? Like when the Bible says, when the wicked rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous rule, we rejoice. All this mistreating and things like that, when it even comes to bullying or something like that, it happens because Esau is at rule. But when Israelites try to rule, we have everything under control. So if we see something that's what the Bible says unjust or something like that is going on, we're supposed to correct that. So that's why I had to remind us, like, okay, cool. With anybody, if you see something get mistreated or something's not fair, something like that, you're supposed to say something about it, because you're not supposed to let anything that's unjust happen.
Okay, I said the precept said treat others how you want to be treated, right? So you're going to treat them the way you want to be treated, right?
Because I know if I was being
do you think they would do that for you?
No.
Okay, then don't do it for them. If you don't think they would do it for you, I would say that. If you don't think they would do it for you, don't do it for them. You're putting yourself into a situation that you probably cannot get out of. That's what I'm saying. If it's not our people, we have walk off. If I know this person and he's like that, if I know this white boy, he like that, he just stick up for everybody. I heap coals upon his head. I'll probably step in and say something. I probably would. Or probably how I feel for the day. I probably would. How I feel for the day. I'd probably just be an ass. Esau, you an asshole. Why are you talking to this woman like that, man? Did she do anything to you like that? I will probably just, because of who that person is, and he's always messing with people, I will probably jump in and say something. But I pick my fights, right? I pick my fight. You got to know how to pick your fights. You can't just jump into everything. Just, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather you not be ignorant. But I treat people I treat people how I want to be treated.
Yeah. And I'm not just talking about if I was in this situation. I'm talking about if someone else was, anybody was in this situation that's an Israelite.
I would say our people, yes.
Yeah.
when it comes to our people, wicked or not, I feel, obligated to come in and say something dependent. Now, what if that woman, she was just hell on wheels? She just a wicked ass bitch. She just coming at this man for no damn reason. She is
what an Israelite woman or
exactly.
Yeah.
She's just a mean bitch. And she just got her ass whooped. Are you gonna jump in and help? Are you gonna help her?
No.
What about you, Nakara? No. I'm not either. But I see if this was a nice sister, she's just real calm, and she got assaulted by this man. Now I'm gonna do something. Because I don't feel like I should have to jump in and fight for every black woman or every black man in the world when it's their damn fault. No. It also depends on the situation. You got to assess the situation. Man. But I would say treat others how you want to be treated. And I understand that my people is not going to treat me the same way, but these are my people. I'm going to stand up for them regardless. When they are right, it depends. If I really don't like that Caucasian guy behind the counter and Eve is going in his shit, yeah, man, why you messing? You know what I'm saying? Why you messing with my people, brother? Why you do that? Yeah, you messing with this system, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to put him on check. But if this is a sister that we know she's just a bitch. She's wicked as hell. Nah, sis, you wrong for that. Now, I don't like this dude over here. I really don't like you, man. But at the same time, your sister, you wrong. You wrong. You should not be coming at this man like that. Imagine if none of us men was in this store. You probably get your ass kicked. And it'd be your fault. It's on you. So it just depends on how you do it. You know, like, brother, I don't like you. And sis, you get on a lot of our nerves and you don't like us. But at the same time, you're wrong in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Just letting it be known on both sides. You know what I'm saying? You letting him know, hey, I don't like you. And sis, it's getting to the point that we are just really not liking you because you don't like us. But at the same time, sis, you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff like that. It's a just wait. It's a just wait on both sides. All right, let's get back to the reading. All right, where was I? 19.
Chapter 16. Chapter 19, verse 16.
All right, verse 17, chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So this is talking about right here in verse 17. Don't correct your brother or your sister about how they trespassed against you and not forgive them. You can't correct them and say what they did to you and not forgive them. Okay? Chapter 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon them. Don't hate them in their heart because of what they did. Correct them, but forgive them. Don't hate them in their heart for what they did. All right? Correct that brother and sister and forgive them. Okay? Verse 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. All right? And on top of that, of not hating that brother, sister in your heart and correcting them and forgiving them, don't hate thy brother in thine heart. Again, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against thy children of thy people. All right? Don't avenge them for what they did to you. Because you hate them in your heart, you're going to avenge it. You're going to get them back. Right? Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. Verse 19. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. All right. Don't be mixing a pit bull with a chihuahua. Okay. Don't go to an ox and mix it with the cow. Are you laughing? Don't mix a pit bull with it. So you gotta say that to Black and Hispanic people, man. You do. You gotta say that one to Black and Hispanic people because we good for it. We would damn sure mix a pit bull and a chihuahua just to fight it. Just to fight it. To knock you never had to go through this. Okay, but we would do some stuff like that. All right. Verse 19 again. Ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed. Neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. So don't go with your mint. Mix your mint seeds with your grape seeds and stuff like that. You can't do that. You can't grow them both together. Why? Because you're gonna get a crossbreed plant. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. All right, verse 20. And whosoever lieth carnally with a woman, that especially you can't watch out for your clothes. You can't have mixed fabrics. All right, let me read that one again. Ye shall keep, verse 19, ye shall keep my statutes. Thou shalt not let thy cattle gender with a diverse kind. Thou shalt not sow thy field with mingled seed, neither shall a garment mingled of linen and woolen come upon thee. You can't wear mixed fabric. It got to be 100% of nylon, got to be 100% of wool, got to be 100% of cotton. Verse 20, and whosoever lieth carnally with a woman that is a bondmaid, betrothed to an husband, and not at all redeemed, nor freedom given her, she shall be scourged. They shall not they shall not be put to death, because she was not free. Did I write that one down? I didn't. That's stupid. Okay. Verse 21. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord, unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, even a ram for a trespass offering. The priest shall make an atonement for him, which the ram for the trespass offering before the Lord for his sin which he hath done. And the sin which he hath done shall be forgiven him. And when ye shall come into the land, and shall have planted all manner of trees for food, then ye shall count the fruit thereof as uncircumcised. 3 years shall it be uncircumcised unto you. It shall not be eaten of. But in the 4th year, all the fruit thereof shall be holy, to praise the Lord withal. And in the 5th year shall ye eat of the fruit thereof, that it may yield unto you the increase thereof. I am the Lord your God. Verse 26, ye shall not eat anything with the blood, neither shall ye use enchantment, no observer of times. Now here we go. Enchantments. Let's see what enchantments is. Oh, hold up. I gotta share my screen first. Okay. Okay. Enchantments. What are enchantments? Enchantment is like fortune telling. Okay. So let me find that for you. Enchantments. All right. It's Na'ash in the Hebrew. Na'ash. Na'ash in the Hebrew. This is the Yiddish right here. So translation Strong's. Enchantment, divine enchanter indeed, certainly learned by experience, diligently observe. To practice divination, divine observer of signs, learned by experience, diligently observe. Practice fortune telling. A fortune teller, right? And who do we know as a fortune teller?
Palm readers, zodiac signs.
Anybody know this woman? Back in the days when I was young, Miss Cleo.
Didn't Dave Chappelle made a skit of her?
He did? I don't remember. Yeah, this is Miss Cleo, man. Everybody called Miss Cleo right here. And she was I think from Jamaica or from the islands or something like that.
Yeah, that is her.
Yeah. Miss Cleo.
Made a skit of her.
Uh-huh. But she was making money like a motherfucker off people. But a fortune teller, right? Let's see what a fortune teller does.
She died of cancer.
Yep. Most High got her. Come on, man. Stop playing. No. Let me see. Where is that at? I know what it means. But go get it. Hurry up before this thing cuts off. The water. All right, Slot. All right. That's enchantment. Fortune teller, right? She wants to tell the future. That's what she's doing. And a lot of things that have to do with enchantments too, hypnotism. All right. Hypnotism, the study and practice of hypnosis. That is a part of enchantment. All right. You got to watch out for these things right here. Pay attention. Slow. There we go. See, has a lot to do with witchcraft, sorcery, wizardry, necromancy, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
That's stuff for a witch to live.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's not what we're looking for. What's another word for enchantment? Magic, sorcery, fascination, witchery, spell, charm. Like that movie, that show, Charm. Those women right there. You're trying to foresee the future, tell the future. So sort of like a prophet or a prophetess, stuff like that. Okay. So that was Leviticus 19 and 26. Neither shall you use enchantment nor observer of times. Now let's see what observer of times is. Here we go. Boom. Observer of times is a rendering in the AV of the Hebraic menonin. Also the verb, elsewhere enchanter, menonin, soothsayer, right? Necromancer. The superstition intimately associated with astrology and widely spread through the ancient world by the influence of the Oriental Magi, which distinguishes and determines the days as lucky or unlucky, seem to be plainly allude to not only here, but also in the words onim. What is that? Observer of times. What is that we're going to be? Zodiac signs. Stargazing. The people talking about my sign is this and that. I'm a Leo. I'm a Sagittarius. The Most High going to put you to death for that.
I don't know why women keep just using their zodiac sign to determine how they act in a relationship.
Say it again, please.
So I don't know why women are using their zodiac sign to predict or to
Maybe they're competitive with the other person. That's what they do. Like,
yeah, they use it as a competitive to another person, or to say their characteristics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm a Capricorn, I'm gonna do this and do that.
Yeah. Just read my sign. What sign are you? Oh, you're gonna be this way, huh? I'm gonna watch. You know what? I'm more compatible with the Libra. Like what? Shut up. A soothsayer is a person supposed to be able to foresee the future. I can see the future. No, not at all. Let's stop that. Okay, let's go over here. Book. soothsayer, sorcerer, sorceress, enchanter, observer of times. Soothsayer, to make appear, produce, bring clouds, right? Bring clouds over and stuff like that. To practice soothsaying, conjure. To observe times, practice soothsaying, or spiritism, or magic, or augury, or witchcraft. Soothsaying, enchanter, sorceress, diviner, fortune teller, barbarian, minimum, participle. Uh, all right. These are things the Most High is going to put you to death for. Okay? So, don't do that. All right.
A lot of our people are put to death, man.
Mm-hmm.
So goddamn stubborn.
There's one female got on. I was watching Kevin Samuels, and she was like, "I read tarot cards." I was like,
Yeah,
"She ain't gonna be a wife. She gonna be dead pretty soon."
yeah.
Like, what the hell? Like, what's wrong with our people, man? They always gravitating to stuff that's not theirs.
And for real. And then when you bring the Bible, oh, you rather using the Bible? It's like, I'm reading the Bible and I'm crazy, but then again, you believe in some zodiac signs and some cards or some palm reading crap or some chakra rocks. Or are you listening to yourself? God damn it! Damn.
All right, watch it. So this is Leviticus chapter 19, verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Let's see. Wicked.
Yeah, I got blasted.
Damn Negro.
Didn't even get another one. Right in the neck. Shame.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like Magic Boo, like that fool.
Mike Majin Buu, huh?
You see the one he put in his forehead? His freaking Chinese zodiac sign, whatever the hell he put on his head. What was his name? Fernando?
Oh. You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it, like, damn, dog.
Remember I told you?
Boo. Yeah, I saw it. It's like, what the hell's in your forehead? And he told me, damn, dog, you look like Angie Boo, some Christ.
That's the man I said. He look like Majin Buu.
Vegeta, you got,
All right.
yeah.
Check this out.
Oh,
It's Leviticus.
There's a post right here in Leviticus. You should not make any cuttings.
Where?
Right there on your right side in the far end.
Kind.
Then there's another guy right there that Samoan guy says right there too. You should not make any cuttings.
Kind. This is a heathen custom, man.
So
Wow, it's crazy. Hold on. Scroll down a little bit.
someone blasted themselves with the praise.
You get a tattoo of Leviticus 19:28 saying you should not make any cuts in your flesh, but it's a tattoo saying it. What the heck?
It's crazy.
Yeah. Oh my god. Hold
It's
on.
crazy.
I gotta take pictures real quick. Hold on.
It's crazy, huh?
Hold on. Don't. Take a picture of this real quick. I got posters on Instagram. Oh.
I read it again. Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 28. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord. Do not prostitute thy daughter to cause her to be a whore, lest the land fall to whoredom. It's like, lest the land fall to whoredom, and the land become full of wickedness. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Okay. Dressing your daughter, allowing your daughter to dress like a little prostitute, because back in the day, your grandma and them would have called her a prostitute. You're dressing her like the women your grandma talked about. She's a prostitute. No, you can't dress how you want to. You didn't build this place. You tell these women this. You can tell them what to do. We built this damn place. Men built this place. That's why we can tell them what to do. That's why we can tell them stop dressing like whores. And you tell your daughter to tell her friends that daddy said that. No, you can't dress like a whore. My daddy and his forefathers built this place. And they built this place not to have women to dress like whores. All right. Leviticus 19 and verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to defile by them. I am the Lord your God. Familiar spirits. Let's see that. Boom. Familiar spirits. The word familiar is from the Latin familiaris, meaning a household servant. It is and is intended to express the idea of sorcerers had spirits as their servants ready to obey their command. Those attempting to contact the dead, even to this day, usually have some sort of spirit guide who communicates with them. These are familiar spirits. You can even go into Leviticus 19:31, which we are now, 20 and 6, and then 27, Deuteronomy 18 and 9 through 14. All right, familiar spirits, and forbids being involved with them, as they are an abomination to the Lord. A medium is who acts in a, well, let's go into it. So what do you call a person with familiar spirits? Let's see. Who's seen this movie right here? Whoopi Goldberg and Patrick Swayze. Whoopi Goldberg was his fortune teller, right? And Patrick Swayze was taking over her body and using her body. That is familiar spirits. And who also does these little enchantments? Tina Turner. Nom yom ho rengenko, nom yo ho rengenko. She does that.
They used to get beat up by her husband.
Mm-hmm. But Whoopi Goldberg, that's what she's doing, familiar spirits. She was allowing Patrick Swayze to take over her body. Her name was Atonement in the movie. Okay, familiar spirit. Allowing other spirits to take over your body to speak to people for the last time, so they can go off into their resting place. The Most High is going to kill you for it.
That's right.
Okay. So let's go back. All right. This is Leviticus chapter 29 and verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar. Don't respect these people. Neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. Who's these little wizards? Let's go. Let's go to that. What's a movie about wizards that y'all know of that a lot of people follow? Newest one. Come on.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Oh yeah, that one was famous. I remember when I was a kid. Hey, it was packed. The first one that came out, the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
Packed. Oh, like I remember. It was sick. When I saw it, but it was just like, God damn. Like the whole theater was packed with just little kids. We were reading the books too in elementary school.
Harry Potter.
scared, Papa. You quit.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 31. Regard not them, don't respect them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head, and honor the face of the old man, and fear thy God. I am the Lord. A hoary head is an old man. Raise up before your elders and get stuff done, man, so they don't have to. Respect. Raise up before your elders and get things done. That is a law. Okay? Verse 33. And if a stranger sojourn with thee in your land, ye shall not vex him. Israelite stranger. That's what this is, an Israelite stranger. But the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be as one born amongst you, and thou shalt love him as thyself. For ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God.
With the familiar spirits, would that go into also like what's that one series where it's not a series, it's like a series of movies where like they turn into a werewolf?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Van Helsing?
Nah.
Zanak used to watch that movie all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
Which one?
Van Helsing.
No.
Yeah, you did. Did.
No.
It's like one of your favorite movies. You did.
Fruitcake.
all right, go. I know what you're talking about. They turn into werewolves. That is some stuff like that too.
Damn, I forgot damn name.
I know, but I can see it in my head. I just can't remember the name. Let's see if somebody's saying it.
Oh, there's like the Werewolf of London or some crap like that. But, yeah.
So, verse 35, Leviticus chapter 19, verse 35. Ye shall do no unrighteous in judgments and meteor in weight or in measure. Remember, in weights, their weights weight different. So everybody that done something different. You can't judge everybody the same with different type of with different type of laws they broke. You can't do it the same. But if somebody both did the same thing, you're going to judge them both in the same just weight. All right? No respect of persons. Verse 36, just balances, just weights, a just ephah and a just hin shall ye have. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them. I am the Lord. Call Asherah, Debar Yahweh, and Nayashai, Wana Shema. All that Yahweh said, what are we doing here? Okay. All right. This is Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 1. Hold on. Let me go over here real quick. All right. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, again, thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, whosoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourneth in Israel, that giveth any of his seed unto Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. And I will set my face against that man, and will cut him off from among his people, because he hath given of his seed unto Molech. Nobody else, but just that man. Right? Verse 4. And if the people of the land do any ways hide their eyes from the man, when he giveth of his seed unto Molech, and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off, and all that go a whoring after him, to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. So basically, if now the neighborhood, all the people that put that man to death, the Most High is going to kill that man and his family, and all the people that were following after him that do the same thing. Man, Most High is not playing with y'all. All right, verse 6. And the soul that turneth after such as have familiar spirits, and after wizards, to go a whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from amongst his people. Sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be ye holy, for I am the Lord your God. Ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. For every one that curseth his father or his mother, that means in contempt and hating his father, disrespecting his mother and father, talking back to them, and everything else, shall be surely put to death. Now let's get that. Verse 9. Cursive. Kala, kala. Curse. Swifter. Light thing. Vile. Lighter. Despise. Abated. Ease. Light. Lighten. Slightly. Miscellaneous. To be slight. Be swift. Trifling. Or be of little account. Let's see. Let's find one that's straight to the heart. To treat with contempt, bring contempt or dishonor. Let's see this. The feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving scorn. Synonym, similar, scorn, disdain, disrespect. Let's go over here, facial expressions. Let's see. The face of contempt. These are faces of contempt. The emotion. Look at Eve. Look at Eve. Look at Esau. This is Esau's face. Look at contempt. It's
What's
car.
the definition of contempt again?
The feeling that a person or thing is beneath consideration, worthless, or deserving scorn. And another one, disregard for something that should be taken into account. Disregard. All right. The offense of being disobedient to or disrespectful of a court of law and its officers. Okay. Okay. This is Leviticus chapter 20, verse 9. For everyone that curses his father or his mother shall be surely put to death. He hath cursed his father or his mother. His blood shall be upon him. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. This is also in Deuteronomy 22, verse 22 to 24. And the man that lieth with his father's wife hath uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them shall surely be put to death. They have wrought confusion, their blood shall be upon them. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man take a wife and her mother, it is wickedness. They shall be burnt with fire, both he and they, that there be no wickedness among you. And if a man lie with a beast, he shall surely be put to death, and ye shall slay the beast. And if a woman approach unto any beast and lie down thereto, thou shalt kill the woman and the beast. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. And if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing. Again, and if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they shall be cut off in the sight of their people. He hath uncovered his sister's nakedness. He shall bear his iniquity. And if a man shall lie with a woman, having her sickness, and shall uncover her nakedness, he hath discovered her fountain, and she hath uncovered the fountain of her blood. And both of them shall be cut off from among their people, because she is discharging life out of her eggs. All right. Verse 19. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, nor of thy father's sister, for he uncovereth his near kin. They shall bear their iniquity. And if a man shall lie with his uncle's wife, he hath uncovered his uncle's nakedness. They shall bear their sin, they shall die childless. And if a man shall take his brother's wife, it is an unclean thing. He hath uncovered his brother's nakedness. They shall be childless. And the only time that you can sleep with your brother's wife is if he's dead and he has no seed.
Okay.
Yeah. This is talking about brother. If your brother has not conceived seed and he died without seed, to bring your brother's seed back, when we read this in other chapters before, you can go into Ruth too. Ruth does it. In the book of Ruth, she keeps the law, and that's why the Most High blessed her. And she had Jesse, David's dad, Boaz. All right, so that is the only way. Verse 22. Ye shall therefore keep all my statutes and all my judgments, and do them, that the land whither I bring you to dwell therein spew you not out. Oh, this is about obedience and holiness, you guys. And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nations which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between clean fowls and clean. So, and unclean and between unclean fowls. and clean. And ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast or by fowl. Like, and ye shall not make yourselves abominable by beast or by fowl, or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. And ye shall be holy unto me, for I the Lord am holy, and have severed you from other people, that ye should be mine. A man also or woman that hath a familiar spirit, or that is a wizard, shall surely be put to death. They shall stone them with stones. Their blood shall be upon them. Call Asherah, Debar Yahweh, Anaya Shai, Werna Shemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. Khan. Now we go over to the prophets, to the book of Ezekiel, chapter 22, and verse 1.
Khan, shalom, shalom. All right. Get into these prophets. Khan, shalom. Into these prophets. Yep. All right, cool. So, let's go to Ezekiel chapter 22. We're going to start at 1. We're going to read in verse 19. Get there real quick. Okay. This is Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Now, thou son of man, wilt thou judge the bloody city? Yea, thou shalt shew her all her abominations. Right? And this is what we do week in and week out. We come out and we shew the bloody city are all their abominations, right? Who is her? Her now is America, right? Verse 3. Then say thou, thus saith the Lord God, the city sheddeth blood in the midst of it, that her time may come, and maketh idols against herself to defile herself. What does America do? We make idols. We make superheroes and, you know what I'm saying, all this other stuff. We're doing all this stuff and we're just defiling ourselves, right? Verse 4. Thou art become guilty in thy blood that thou hast shed, and hast defiled thyself and thine idols. Right? And it says we're defiling ourselves in our own blood that we shed, is we're just killing ourselves, man. All right. And thou hast caused thy days to draw near, and are come even unto thy years. Therefore have I made thee a reproach unto the heathen, and a mocking to all countries. Right? So it says, and thou hast caused thy days to draw near. We are basically just killing ourselves. Just like it says, what I believe it's in Exodus, when honor thy father and mother so thy days may be long upon the land. Right? We are not honoring our Father which is in heaven. So our days are being cut short. We are killing ourselves. All right, we are killing ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Okay? And then it said, then I made thee a reproach unto the heathen and a mocking to all countries. So the Most High has made us a reproach to the heathen. where he has put his subject unto the heathen, and he has made us a mocking to all countries. All right, all these countries, they mock us. We are known as the people that has been in captivity for all these years, and we are known for the people that keep getting killed by the cops. We are known for the people that eat fried chicken and watermelon and chitlins and everything. We are known we are known for all these things, and all these things are horrible and bad, right? But the Most High has made us a mocking to the heathen. Okay, verse 5. Those that be near and those that be far from thee shall mock thee, which are infamous and much vexed. All right, anybody, if they're near, far away, whatever, we're going to be vexed and we're going to be mocked. Verse 6. Behold, the princes of Israel, every one, were in thee to their power to shed blood. In thee have they set light by father and mother. In the midst of thee have they dealt it by oppression with the stranger. In thee have they vexed the fatherless and the widow. Thou hast despised mine holy things, and hast profaned my Sabbaths. Or we have profaned the Most High Sabbath. There's over millions and millions of Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans that have profaned the Sabbath today. Okay? Verse 9. In thee are men that carry tails to shed blood, and in thee they eat upon the mountains. In the midst of thee they commit lewdness. In thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. In thee have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. Right? It's saying in all of Israel we have people that are doing all this wickedness. Right? I'm gonna start back from verse 9. In thee are men that carry tails to shed blood. Right? We have people that's going out here talking about how they're gonna kill somebody or something like that. Right? And in thee have they eat upon the mountains in the midst of they that commit lewdness. Right? Let's see what lewdness means. Let's go to I know I'm still sharing the screen, right? Easy. Let's go chapter. All right. Let's go. We're at verse 9. All right. Lewdness, wickedness, mischief, lewd, use crime, wicked devices, lewdly, wicked mind, purposes, thoughts. All right, we have people that have wicked minds, all right, and wicked devices, everything. There's a lot of things that we are doing wicked that's amongst our people, right? Verse 10, in thee have they discovered their father's nakedness. All right, we have a lot of people and a lot of people do it ignorantly, right? You have parents that are comfortable with their kids looking at them naked or something like that. I'm saying there's a lot of things that happen here in America, right? In thee have they humbled her that was set apart for pollution. What is that set apart for pollution? That's when she's on her period. You have a lot of people that have humbled her, right? Which means had sex with a girl that's on her period, right? And one hath committed abominations with his neighbor's wife, right? So you have a lot of people that have committed adultery. And another hath lewdly defiled his daughter-in-law, right? Lewdly, wickedly defiled his daughter-in-law. What does that mean? You have a lot of people that sleep with their daughter-in-laws. That means your son's wife, which is very wicked, is very lewdly, okay? And another in thee that hath humbled his sister, his father's daughter, right? So none of that, his father's daughter. Yeah, right. So you have a lot of people a lot of siblings that sleep with each other, all right, which is very wicked. Okay, verse 12. In thee have they taken gifts to shed blood. Thou hast taken usury and increase, and thou hast greedily gained of thy neighbors by extortion, and hast forgotten me, saith the Lord God. Verse 13, behold, therefore I have smitten mine hand at thy dishonest gain, which thou hast made, and at thy blood which hath been in the midst of thee. Can thine heart endure, or can thine hands be strong in the days that I shall deal with thee? I, the Lord, have spoken it, and will do it. Right? So Most High is saying, hey, you're not going to be able to do nothing when the Most High judges when he judges Israel, and when he judges his whole world. All right. So this is your time to repent. Anyone that's doing wickedly, anyone that is not keeping the Shabbat, all right, anyone that is eating pork, shrimp, crab, anything with the dietary law, anyone that's doing wickedly towards their neighbor, we need to stop right now. Right? Verse 15. And I will scatter thee among the heathen and disperse thee in the countries, and will consume thy filthiness out of thee. And thou shalt take thine inheritance in thyself in the sight of the heathen, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Verse 17. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, the house of Israel is to me become dross. All they are brass and tin and iron and lead. In the midst of the furnace, they are even a dross of silver. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God, because ye are all become dross, behold, therefore I will gather you into the midst of Jerusalem. Right? All of us are mixed into that melting pot, right? And we're going to be gathered into Jerusalem, right? Just like how the Most High says that we're going to be tried in a fire, or we're going to come out as silver as gold, or we are all getting put into that melting pot, or when it comes to keeping the law, statutes, commandments, or when you get tempted, or saying getting that when you're getting tempted to want to do something wicked, or you're getting put through that fire, all right? Oh, you want me to all right. Good boy, you don't know what is. If you're still talking about this subject. God, well, let's go to the gospel. All right. Oh, okay, yeah, the werewolf movie, man. It's Twilight. That's what it is. Twilight, the werewolf movie. That's what it's called, Twilight.
It's a vampire movie. Anything that means it's based in one.
Well, it's a vampire movie, but they turn into like werewolves. You know what I mean?
But they have no words about it.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Gore, Twilight. It's crazy. I was just talking to this one person about it. But yeah, it's called Twilight. Let's go to the gospel. Nicole, what's the gospel?
Chapter 15, verse 10 to 20.
Matthew 16 to this one. Charger's over here. It's like you said, Matthew what?
Chapter 15.
Oh, okay. 10 to
verse
20. Okay. The one. Okay, cool. I found it. This Bible's weird. Good. Okay, so this is Matthew chapter 15, verse 10. And he called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand, not that which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man. Right? And you got to know the backstory of this, right? You know, saying throughout it to Zaquan Potters, I was listening to this, his breakdown earlier. But you got to understand the background of this. The Pharisees, y'all, Nakar, you ever heard of a tradition of men? So a big tradition of men is that, like, your parent ever told you, go wash your hands before you eat?
Yeah.
Right. That's a big tradition of men. So the Pharisees came to Yahushua and they seen him eating. He was like, hey, did you wash your hands before you eat? You're breaking the law right now. Right? And Yahushua, right, yeah, Yahushua checked them back. Right? He was like, it's not what goes into the mouth, but it's what comes out. But then a lot of Christians like to use this for like, see, yeah, you can eat unclean, saying foods and everything like that. Nah. Right? It's basically separate the meat from the bone. Like eat the meat, spit out the bone, right? You know what I'm saying? You listen to something, it's what is you take in something, is what you bring out of is how you deal with that subject, or how should I put it? It's like has how you interpret it, basically. I don't know how to really put it, but kind of. I'm gonna start verse 10. And he called the multitude and said unto them, Hear and understand, not which goeth into the mouth defileth the man, but that which cometh out of the mouth, this defileth the man. Then came his disciples and said unto him, Knowest thou that the Pharisees were offended after they heard this saying? But he answered and said, Every plant which my heavenly Father hath not planted shall be rooted up. Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Declare unto us this parable. And Jesus said, Are ye also yet without understanding? Right, so did Peter came and was like, hey, like what are you talking about? What do you mean? He was like, dang, man, are you like, you don't understand either? Like, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? He said, verse 17, do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out unto the drought? But those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and that defileth the man. Right? Because most always said that, saying he knows the heart, right? Verse 19, for out of the heart proceed evil thoughts, murders, adulterers, fornicators, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies, right? So you have to understand from the precept where it says, like when it talks about when you already lust in your mind, you have committed abomination. Right? It's what you think, because the Most High knows your heart. Right? He knows what you're thinking. If you're thinking about those things, you have already committed that abomination. Right? It's not what you put in, is what comes out. All right. verse 20. And go forward, Bobby Shah. Let me know if you understand what I'm talking about. Verse 20. These are the things which defile a man, but to eat with unwashed and hands defiled is not a man. Okay? So if your parents ever tell you, oh, you gonna go to hell if you don't wash your hands or something for you and everything, hey, pull a precept. Alright? So Con, give me 1 sec.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say these prayers and we're gonna get out of here for the day. All right.
Where we going? Right now?
Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Hayinawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Hayinawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Hayinawa Yahweh Achad Shema Yasharallah Yahweh Hayinawa Yahweh Achad.
Hear Israel, our God, the Lord. All right, this is 10 commandments. Love and love thy neighbor. Love Yahweh. Anya, Yahweh, Alahayika, Asherah, Habatazah, Atika, Baratazayim, Abarthiyim, La'ah, Yahaya, Lakah, Alahaya, Akarium. Wait, La'ah, Yahaya, Lakah, Alahaya, Akarium, Apunya, La'ah, Ta'asha, Lakah, Pusol, Wala'ah, Ta'ibadum, La'ah, Dalakorka, Atsham, Yahweh, Bashawa, Zakar, Hayawam, Hashabath, Lakadash, Kabad, Abaku, Wa, Amaka, La'ah, Daratazah, La'ah, Dana'ah, La'ah, Daganab, La'ah, Dana'ah, Shakur, La'ah, Dakamad, Kol, Asherah, La'ra'ika. First greatest commandments. Hear, Israel, Yahweh, our God, Yahweh is one, and I shall love Yahweh, thy God, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. Second greatest commandments. Ra'aika la'ato komba la'ata char atmanya I'm kaba abata la ra'aika kamo ka ni Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And how? Zarkawan Hasha'ah, memorial of the woman. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For the ointment might have been sold for 300 pence, 1 year's wages, and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me have not always. For in that she hath poured his ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this that this woman hath done be told for a memorial of her. Hallelujah.
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 Ba'ashem.
Bahashim.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Mashiach.
Mashiach.
Amen.
Amen. The water, everybody tuning in. The water. Until next time. Shalom.